Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
After a 20-year-old man is shot to death in Rockford, police arrest the teen they say pulled the trigger. Investigators work to find out what went wrong.
I think it's been a struggle. I think, especially since sometimes we don't get any warning at times.
A shortage of teachers in Illinois continues to grow amid the pandemic. Educators outline the changes needed to bolster an interest in pursuing a career in the field.
The ultimate goal for us is that we become a tourist destination for the city of Rockford.
A local distillery hopes to get on the map. Whiskey enthusiasts can help make it happen. We'll show you how. Good evening, I'm Muprhy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A suburban Chicago teenager is charged for a 20-year-old man's murder.
We told you about the crime last night at 10. Police say the shooting took place just before 5:30 near Division and First Streets. Officers found the man with bullet wounds. He was rushed to the hospital but died. Investigators have not released the victim's name. Police say 17-year-old Amari Rathi pulled the trigger and hid from officers. The Joliet teen was taken into custody. A firearm was recovered. Investigators say Rathi will be tried as an adult.
2 people are shot in Rockford overnight, one in a very public location, and a woman was hit by a bullet in her own bed. Rockford police say around 1:50 this morning that 31-year-old woman was in her room on Liberty Drive when she heard gunshots outside. She sat up and the bullet grazed her head. Investigators say the home was also hit several times. The woman was treated at the hospital and released. She's expected to be okay. About an hour before that, someone opened fire on West State Street in downtown Rockford. Investigators say they found shell casings on the ground near the Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau office at State and Main. The building was hit. Later, a 25-year-old man flagged down officers near Longwood Street. He'd been shot in the ankle. He told police he was riding in a car at the time when someone started shooting at them. According to Rockford PD, both the victim and driver were uncooperative. Anyone with information on either shooting should call police or Crime Stoppers.
We're learning more information about a 2-year-old boy who fell into the Rock River yesterday. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department says the toddler was transferred to a hospital in Madison. He remains in critical condition. Yesterday morning, first responders were called to the river where it took several minutes to find the child. It's not clear how the boy fell in or why he was near the water. The COVID pandemic tested nearly every industry as well as their employees. For some workers, the struggles have been a make or breaking point for continuing down a career path.
That includes educators. A recent poll shows many teachers are considering walking away from Illinois schools. Michelle Ravi spoke with one educator who says he's not surprised. Michelle?
I spoke with one local teacher who says he loves being a teacher, but he understands why some may not want to get into the profession.
Does it surprise me that there's a teacher shortage? No.
Michael Apperson is the theater teacher at West Middle School in Rockford. After 5 years of being in the classroom, he says this year is challenging.
I had to give lesson plans not only for my in-person people, but also for my remote kids. So then in the beginning, it was double the work. I was doing double the lesson plans and stuff like that.
According to a poll from the Illinois Education Association, 1 in 3 members are considering leaving the profession, while 2 in 3 say they're burnt out.
The pandemic has intensified and has really pushed up to light the teacher shortage that we have in our state. One of the things that teachers need is they need respect, they need cooperation, they need value, and they need to be recognized and honored for the amazing work that they're doing.
Apperson believes there are many reasons for the current teacher shortage. A big one, he says, is the pay.
That starting base salary is tough, and some people are like, you couldn't pay me enough to, teach, especially the kids.
But despite a difficult year where everyone has had to roll with the punches and adapt, he's looking forward to more good times.
From my colleagues that I've talked to and stuff like that, we're basically saying we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for this year. And what we're focusing on is next year. How are we going to fix the deficits that these kids have because of this basically year and a half of learning?
Teachers will soon get a boost in pay. The state legislature set the minimum salary for teachers at $40,000 for the 2023-2024 school year. Mimi?
Thanks, Michelle. Now that spring has officially sprung, home improvement projects are on the minds of many state line homeowners. A local landscaping company says bringing your design dreams to life is as simple as a few clicks of the mouse. Crimson Valley Landscaping in Rockford recently started using a new 3D software called Lumion. Years ago, designers would sketch project plans. Now 3D programs render complete designs for clients to get a real feel for finished projects. This is especially important as more families utilize their outdoor areas.
Whether it's a 3-month or an 8-month time period, people want to enjoy the outdoors. They want to stay outside with their family and friends. And especially in 2020, going into 2021 with the COVID pandemic, people are at home and they're using their outdoor spaces even more than they ever have before.
Lumion can also change seasons and has sound effects to immerse homeowners in their future yards.
We've shown you many state line business owners who struggled over the last year because of the pandemic. There are resources out there for entrepreneurs to get things off the ground.
Ari Bruckman's here to tell us about one option. Ari, all you need is a computer?
Yeah, Eric and Mimi, entrepreneurs and small businesses across America have found themselves having to reinvent their brand in order to survive this pandemic. One local entrepreneur is using virtual classes to help grow his business.
What I've really gained from the classes from the SBDC is updated and topical information for my business.
Growing a business can be challenging. Growing a business during a pandemic has its own set of challenges. That's where the Small Business Development Center comes in. It now has a virtual classroom to help you get a business started and keep it going. Classes Michael Rodgers says he found helpful.
A class in particular was creating content for social media, and it gave me some new and updated techniques to reach out to customers, engage business partners.
These classes aren't just basic financial tips, but everything you need to build a brand and how to deal with difficult people. Heather Kelly is the marketing consultant at the SBDC. She says, despite the pandemic, now is actually a great time to become an entrepreneur.
There will be lots of grant opportunities available. Of course, we've seen PPP loans that are still available. And then we're also seeing that shift between virtual and in person.
Rodgers has attended several virtual classes since the program launched in January. He encourages other entrepreneurs looking to take their business to the next level to give these a try.
A lot of lessons learned and a lot of opportunity for growth.
The programs continue through April. Classes are offered once a week on Thursdays at 11 a.m. For more information on how you can enroll in the class, visit this story on mystateline.com. Eric and Mimi.
Thank you, Ari. A local business is counting on an internet campaign to grow that company's reach. Barnstormer Distillery in Rockford just launched a Kickstarter. Barnstormer is already up and running as an agribusiness, but the owners hope to expand the property for tourists. Contributors can pick from a list of rewards, including distillery memberships and a barrel of whiskey. Barnstormer co-founder Addie Ford hopes the distillery will become a destination for families, organizations, and businesses to host events.
Because we are a farm, we're a distillery, and we've got some outdoor walking paths, it really makes kind of a fun bundle of an afternoon for a family.
Find a link to that Kickstarter page using the My State Line app.
After another mass shooting on U.S. soil, lawmakers talk gun control.
After the break, Democrats and Republicans discuss whether more federal laws are needed to keep Americans safe.
Plus, a Rockford mom balances having a career, being a parent, and volunteering to make the state line a better place. Coming up at 6, we'll introduce you to this truly remarkable woman.
Temperatures this afternoon made it into the 60s before some of that steady rain moved in. We'll see that continue, at least the rain showers, for the next hour or so. But a few more thunderstorms possible this evening. Timing those out for you coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Eric Wilson, Mimi Muprhy, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Last night, someone shot and killed 10 people at a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado. Not even a week before that, a gunman killed 8 people in a string of attacks in the Atlanta area.
Now lawmakers are discussing a solution to America's gun violence problem. But Alexandra Limon reports there's little agreement between Democrats and Republicans on what that solution is. She's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
County intel report of a possible active shooter at King Super.
The day after another mass shooting, this time in Boulder, Colorado, lawmakers discussed America's problem with gun violence.
We are numb to the numbers. Unless we are personally touched, it's just another statistic. That has got to stop.
Democrats like Senator Richard Durbin are pushing 2 measures already passed by the U.S. House to strengthen background checks. Republicans agree there is a problem, but don't agree on the measures proposed by Democrats.
A bunch of laws that would do nothing to stop these murders.
California Senator Dianne Feinstein wants to see the return of the now expired national assault weapon ban.
The number of gun massacres between 1994 and 2004 fell by 37%.
But despite the string of recent shootings in Atlanta that appeared to target Asian Americans, some say more gun laws could only prevent minorities from defending themselves. Chris Chang, a California sports shooter, said that was a lesson learned during the LA riots.
Korean Americans utilized their Second Amendment rights and took their own personal firearms and protected their businesses, their lives, and their community.
Democrats say now that they control both chambers of Congress and the White House, gun control measures will at least be voted on. Reporting in Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Rain's falling across the state line with more on the way this evening.
Candice times out some upcoming storms and when we can expect to dry out. Her full forecast is next. Stay with us.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Had a few scattered showers out there earlier this morning. Now more of that steady rain coming down this afternoon and continuing here into the early evening. Starting to see some of that kind of lighten up and become more scattered a little bit on the southern fringe. So we've got about another hour to an hour and a half where we'll continue to see kind of these scattered showers before they do lighten up here as we get a little bit closer into sunset. Still some moderate rain coming down now from Belvedere extending out into McHenry County, and then once you get here north of Rydot up towards, let's say Davis and north of Rock City out towards McConnell, Orangeville, and even Cedarville. East of there, you might notice a little bit more kind of steady rain coming down, and then as you get out here down towards Stillman Valley, just west there of Interstate 39. As far as our rainfall totals have been so far, we've seen some of the higher amounts, a little bit more focused across portions of northwest Illinois, where totals up near half an inch have come down, where we've had a little bit more heavy rain for a longer duration throughout the day. You can actually see some of that drier air coming in across parts of central Illinois, but a band of thunderstorms working in now from up towards Iowa and then extending back down here towards Missouri. This is actually closer tied to that area of low pressure that'll be pulling further into Iowa this evening and bringing that cold front through. So while we'll get a little bit of a break in some of that rain, that is expected to redevelop again after about 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. Now, no risk for severe weather, but some gusty winds with some of the heavier showers can't be ruled out during that time. The greatest threat for any stronger thunderstorms still resides down to the southwest. So let's time this out here as we go through this evening. Notice we hold on to a few of those scattered showers. We're not going to completely dry out, but it becomes a little less steady from what it's been these last few hours. Once we get after 8, 9 o'clock, there's that band of rain that moves in with a few isolated thunderstorms. So wouldn't be surprised if we do hear a couple claps of thunder with that. That'll take us through about midnight. And then anything that occurs overnight should be more on the scattered variety. We'll likely see some fog a little too, but our winds actually are going to stay a bit more on the gusty side from the southwest this evening. So that kind of will limit some of that fog development. Low pressure moves into Wisconsin. As it does, it'll weaken, but we've still got plenty of moisture moisture around. So this will give us periodic scattered showers as we go not only through the morning, but also into the afternoon. Now we'll dry out for a time heading into Wednesday evening. We'll likely keep that cloud cover around. Tomorrow is going to be a windy day. We get a little break in some of that rain, but it returns again going into Thursday. Now this particular model keeps us pretty dry through much of Thursday afternoon. I think we'll start to see some of those showers come in as early as Thursday morning and then staying with us into the afternoon and evening. It's a soggy view. Our Mercy House SkyTrack camera out of the Park Hills Golf Course in Freeport this evening. You've got that rain coming down. Temperatures have cooled off a bit. We're staying in the 50s, and that's where our numbers here for our weather watchers sit, in the mid and upper 50s this evening. You've got about a tenth of an inch to a few tenths of an inch of rain there just north of Forston. 58, that's where we go for tomorrow. We're 50 degrees on Thursday. Gets pretty windy Thursday afternoon. Numbers will stay in the 50s through the weekend. We'll see that sunshine return, more of it at least, early next week.
It's relatively consistent temperatures, not a whole bunch of up and down. We'll take it. Thanks, Candice.
Wisconsin next with sports.
Aaron Rodgers wants some security in Green Bay. Should the Packers give him what he's after?
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
ESPN is reporting that Aaron Rodgers wants to be assured by the Packers that this coming season won't be his final season in Green Bay. He doesn't want to feel like this coming year is a lame duck year. His contract runs through 2023, but that doesn't mean the Packers won't move on from Rodgers before then. I can understand Rodgers wanting some peace of mind so that his future isn't hanging over him this year while he's trying to get the Pack to the Super Bowl. I'm sure Rodgers' teammates would like to know what's in the franchise's future quarterback, too. I know Rodgers is 37, but when you look at how long and how well Tom Brady and Drew Brees have played, there's no reason to think that Rodgers can't keep playing at a high level another 3 or 4 years. I also understand the Packers don't want to be locked into any situation. They want flexibility based on what they see this coming season and beyond. It's a tough situation for the front office, but the risk is less for Green Bay if the franchise keeps Aaron Rodgers happy and keeps him in green and gold. Fred VanVleet's a poster boy for overcoming adversity. After all, he lost his father when he was 5. But he has never faced basketball adversity like he is right now. The Toronto Raptors have lost 9 straight games. Their record has dropped to 9 games below 500. They're only in the 11th slot in the Eastern Conference. That championship they won less than 2 years ago seems like it was 5 years ago. The Raptors are playing poorly on defense, and on top of that, trade rumors are swirling around the team, possibly shipping out cornerstone Kyle Lowry. And remember, VanVleet is just coming off a tough bout with COVID-19. Through it all, though, I get the feeling VanVleet will come out of this just fine. And the Raptors might not, but VanVleet will. It's in his makeup, the poise, the work ethic, the strong character, the drive. Times are certainly tough right now, but I'm still betting on Fred. Well, the NBA trade deadline is Thursday. What would I do if I were in charge of the Bulls? I certainly would not trade Zach LaVine, and I don't think the Bulls will, even though his name always surfaces in trade talk. The only thing I'd do is shed some contracts of veterans who don't figure in the franchise's future and try to start clearing up cap space to make moves in free agency in the offseason. Thaddeus Young is due to make $14 million next year, and Thomas Satoransky $10 million next year. Those are the contracts and players I'd look to move. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Our first warning interactive radar staying pretty active here for us this evening. We've got some steady and at times heavy rain coming down. That becomes more scattered within the next hour or 2, and then a few thunderstorms moving in after about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. 50s for the rest of the week.
Thanks, Candice.
Stay safe.